Hello, welcome to another episode of Nostalgic Nerdery. Today, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Released in 1965, it was commissioned and sponsored by the Coca-Cola Company. It took several weeks to write the script, but on a shoestring budget, and 6 months they animated it and completed the project. Unconventional at the time, they actually hired child actors to voice the characters. It also had a jazz score and lacked a laugh track, which was common to the day. With these factors and others, it was thought that it would be a disaster on broadcast. Contrary to that, as we all know, it became extremely popular. Top ratings, everything. Over time, it was even honored with an Emmy and a Peabody Award. It has a jazz soundtrack, which has sold over 4 million copies. The special starts with a snowy scene, children singing the traditional Charlie Brown Christmas song that we all know, and pans over to a frozen lake with kids skating on it. Music still playing, it cuts to Charlie Brown and Linus leaving the house, carrying their skates. On the way, Charlie Brown stops at the wall, leans on it, and starts to explain that he's depressed. He knows it's the Christmas season, he should be happy, he likes things about Christmas, presents, gifts, cards, and all that. But he's still just depressed. He just doesn't understand Christmas. Linus replies, Lucy's probably right, that Charlie Brown is the most Charlie Browniest of all the Charlie Browns in the world. He can even make Christmas a problem. They show up to the pond to start skating. Snoopy starts doing some large loops around the pond, starts grabbing hold of the children. They make a line. They do a big spin. He grabs hold of Linus's blanket, spins him around. There's some skating gags and all. We then get the title card. Charlie Brown leaves his house, checks the mailbox. Hello in there! Here's the echo. He has no cards. Kind of upset, walks away, meets Violet while walking, and sarcastically goes, Thanks for the Christmas card you sent me, Violet. Well, I was a little confused at first, and then just kind of arrogantly retorts, I didn't send you a Christmas card, Charlie Brown. And she walks away. And Charlie yells after her that she didn't know what sarcasm was. He keeps walking around. He finds Pigpen making a snowman. And yes, the snowman's kind of dirty looking. Because it's Pigpen, and there's just always dust. Charlie Brown says he's the only person he knows that can kick up a dust storm in a snowstorm. He walks past Snoopy, who's eating a massive stack of bones while reading the newspaper. We cut to some other children. Patty is zoomed in on and says, Hey everybody, let's catch snowflakes on our tongue. They all start trying. Linus says they need sugar. Lucy says she doesn't eat December snow. It's too soon. She has to wait for January snow. Linus says it looks ripe to him. They start throwing snowballs at a can on the edge of the fence. Charlie Brown joins in, throwing the snowballs. Nobody can hit it. Linus scoops the snowball, uses his blanket like a sling, spins it around, and just rail cannons the can off the fence, and proudly starts to walk past the other children. Like they're peasants, and he's too good to be there. Lucy calls after him, You think you're so good? And there's some retorts back and forth. Charlie Brown walks over to the psychiatrist's booth, which has Doctor is out. Lucy comes running over, flips the sign. Charlie starts to explain he's depressed. Lucy goes, Whoa, 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 whoa. Put a coin in the bucket. Puts the coin in the bucket. She starts shaking it. She loves the sound of money. Loves those nickels. Goes on about how she loves them. And then Charlie Brown gets into describing he's depressed. Lucy starts to be a psychiatrist. Lucy starts to act like a psychiatrist and says, we need to determine what's wrong. We can find out what's wrong, we can label it. And she starts naming off various fears, asking if he's afraid of this phobia or that if he has this phobia or that phobia. I would question why a child knows such big words, but she is apparently a practicing psychiatrist, so it must be fine. When she gets to the fear of everything, Charlie Brown goes, That's it! And then Starts to explain his depression about Christmas. Lucy replies that he needs involvement. He needs to start doing things involved with Christmas, and suggests that Charlie Brown be the director. This shows him up a little bit, a director for the Christmas play that they're putting on. This shows Charlie Brown. This cheers Charlie Brown up a little bit, and they start walking towards, presumably, the auditorium. Lucy starts to explain that she knows what Charlie Brown feels like with the depression and all. She gets it every year because she never gets what she really wants. She gets toys and things like that, dolls, but she never gets the present she really wants. Real estate. Apparently she has some big plans for the future. Snoopy walks past both of them. Charlie Brown starts to follow. Snoopy has a big box full of decorations. He starts decorating his doghouse. Charlie Brown asks what's going on. Snoopy hands him a paper. Apparently there's a big Christmas lights competition. And Charlie Brown complains that even his dog is going commercial. Several points throughout this special, they mention Christmas being commercial and losing the spark. But, you know, modern times. Sally catches up to Charlie as he's heading back towards the auditorium. Wants him to write a Christmas letter to Santa. He starts to write as she speaks. Dear Santa, how's your summer? How are you doing? How's Mrs. Claus? She's been really good this year. Please send as many of each of the following as you can. Big list of presents she wants, apparently. Tells him to note the size and color of each present. But if it's too complicated, just send money. And Charlie Brown starts complaining that even his sister is going commercial. Anyway, we cut to the auditorium. There's music, dancing, several kids are playing instruments. Snoopy's on the guitar, Pigpen's on a large bass or cello, and Schroeder naturally is on his piano. All the kids are dancing. Lucy comes in, stops the music, explains that Charlie Brown is going to be the director, to which the kids are dismayed. Charlie Brown walks in after being announced by Lucy. Snoopy starts howling, kind of a booing howl, and Charlie Brown complains about man's best friend, you know, things like that. Even he has turned on him. He starts directing, or talking about directing, how the cast needs respect for the director, and that he'll be using simple hand gestures to guide them. And starts to explain pointing and spinning his hand and widening his arms, what all these different things mean. Kind of complicated despite being simple. Let's see. Music starts playing again while he's talking, and kids are dancing. They break it up. He tells Lucy, calls Lucy the script girl. She starts handing out the scripts and costumes. Each kid has a retort, a little mini joke in the scene. Frida's the innkeeper's wife. She asks, does her usual thing, does she have naturally curly hair? Because Frida's always making comments about her naturally curly hair. Pigpen's the innkeeper's is the innkeeper. Shermie is a shepherd. Complains every year he's a shepherd. Snoopy's going to be all the animals. Lucy starts asking him to do different animals. He does sheep, cow, penguin. She starts saying those are great, and he keeps going. He roars. He starts kind of doing like a kangaroo boxing thing behind her. Jumps on her head, does his vulture routine. She gets upset. Has some back and forth there. Snoopy licks her. Like, no! Dog kiss! Get the disinfectant! Get the hot water! Get the iodine! Panics until Charlie Brown silences her and has her continue handing out scripts. She goes over to Linus. He says he can't memorize all his lines. Too short time. Why does he have to all the stress? Give him one good reason why he should do it. And Lucy gives him 5 good reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he mentioned this as very good reasoning. Tells him to lose his blanket. He says he'll keep it, and it's a little back and forth there. He quickly puts it on top of his head as a shepherd's cowl before she hits him. She doesn't hit him. It stops her from hitting him. She just bows up at him. Charlie Brown calls for the first scene, and Sugar starts playing music, and they all start dancing. He calls it off, doesn't like it, walks over to Frida and Pigpen for the end scene, and Frida starts complaining about all the dust from Pigpen is causing her hair to lose its natural curl, to which Charlie Brown replies that it could be the soil of some past civilization, maybe Babylon or something like that. Maybe it was tread upon by Solomon or Nebuchadnezzar. And Pigpen says, maybe you'll treat me with more respect now. Frida hands him a mirror telling him how bad he looks. He replies, he didn't realize he looked that good. Liking the way apparently he looks. Then it's time for a lunch break. Charlie Brown's like, lunch break, and it cuts to Snoopy playing with the dog bowl. Lucy asks, what about the Christmas Queen? She's dubbed herself the Christmas Queen. Asks Charlie Brown what they're going to do with her. Can't let all the beauty go to waste. Don't you think I'm beautiful, Charlie Brown? You didn't ask me right away. You had to think about it. I know when I've been assaulted. And she's on the huff and storms off. Music starts playing again. There's more dancing as they start off with the play. Lucy says, look how good it is. Don't you think it's good? Charlie Brown hates it because it's just dancing and music. Calls it off. Lucy explains how we all know it's become commercial and that Christmas is just run by an Eastern syndicate anyway. They start discussing the play again, and Charlie Brown says it needs a better atmosphere, Christmas tree. So Lucy sends him off to get a Christmas tree. Charlie Brown and Linus leave. They find a tree lot. All the trees are different colors, pink, blue. Apparently they're all metal. They even knock on one. You get a nice metal hollow ring. They find one tree. One small little real tree. And Linus even says, I didn't know they still made wooden trees. It's a small, scrubby little thing. Charlie Brown loves it. Thinks it needs them. Things will add a lot to their Christmas play. Linus doesn't think it's a good idea, but Charlie Brown gets it anyway. Go back to the auditorium. Schroeder's playing music. Lucy's listening. Schroeder's chosen Beethoven for their Christmas music. Lucy doesn't know why. What's the big deal with Beethoven? Schroeder starts to question her, what does she mean? And she explains, well, he's never been on a bubblegum card. How can he be a big deal if he's never been on a bubblegum card? Schroeder starts playing music again, more of a jazz number this time. Snoopy shows up, starts dancing. Schroeder and Lucy realize he's there. They stop playing and just kind of watch him dance. He realizes what's going on, that they're watching him, gets embarrassed, shrinks away. Schroeder starts playing music again, more classical music again. Lucy asks him if he can play Jingle Bells. He starts a rendition of Jingle Bells. Nice number. Lucy doesn't like it. No, Jingle Bells. And he starts playing Jingle Bells again, but more like a harpsichord this time. Apparently he's got a very impressive piano. All these different sounds can come out of it. It's like, no. Jingle Bells, you know. Santa Claus, ho, 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 Christmas, mistletoe, presents of pretty girls, gives him a smile. And he starts playing just one finger, playing a note. Sounds like a xylophone. Jingle bell, jingle bell. That's it! Lucy apparently doesn't understand that the previous two are also jingle bells. Apparently she only knows a simple little beat for it. So, let's see. Charlie Brown and Linus return with the tree. The kids hate the tree. Start insulting the tree, insulting Charlie Brown, telling him how he's always a failure, can't be counted on. They start laughing at him. And then they clear the stage. Linus isn't laughing at him. He walks up next to Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's destitute, complaining he doesn't even know what the true meaning of Christmas is. What is Christmas all about? Linus takes center stage, and explains to Charlie Brown what Christmas is all about. He starts quoting the Bible, Luke chapter 2, verses 8 through 14. The most important verse of which is Luke 2:11. Born unto you this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Charlie Brown walks over to the tree, picks it up, smiles, and starts to leave. Kids follow him out. Charlie Brown's headed home, stops, remembers what Linus was saying, the Bible verses, and becomes determined. He'll take the tree home, decorate it. It'll be a great addition to their play. Gets to his yard, gets to Snoopy's doghouse, sees first place ribbon on it. He doesn't like that. Everything's commercial. But he determined that he's not going to let the commercialization of Christmas get him down. He takes off a decorative ball off the Snoopy's house, puts it on the tree. Tree falls over. Charlie Brown's destitute. I've killed it. I've ruined everything I touch. I know how you feel, Charlie. I know how you feel. He leaves. Kids show up, see the tree. Linus makes a comment. He doesn't think it was. He never thought it was all that bad of a tree. Puts his blanket on the base, stands it up straight. All the kids get the decorations pulled off of Snoopy's house, and through Christmas magic, completely transformed the tree. Beautiful tree. They start a little oohing of. Instead of singing, they're just going ooh, ooh to the beat of a Christmas song. Charlie Brown runs out. They wish him a Merry Christmas, and they all start to sing Christmas songs together. And that's the end. It's a nice special. Jokes about the commercialization of Christmas, which is always a nice touch. Get some real Christmas value in there, though, as well, with the Bible verse, the Christmas story from Linus. Has some good visual gags that Peanuts are known for. Has just the good Christmas spirit, the good Peanut spirit. Overall, great special. Most of us know it, love it, watch it every year. I greatly recommend it to anybody who's forgotten about it, to anybody who doesn't know about it, to those who do remember it. Merry Christmas.